What's up, you guys? Today I'm going to show you a rifle, a very powerful rifle that you could use to take down deer or for defense that's quieter than my pellet gun. Check this out. This is a 22 caliber pellet gun compared to this rifle that has serious not messing around power. It's just absolutely dead silent. Today I'm going to show you how it's done. To be able to understand just how quiet this gun is, we've got to set a little bit of a foundation. So I set out a little arsenal for us today. We're going to start, well, with some hearing protection. And this is just a traditional hunting rifle. This is in .308. There's no muzzle device at all. And you'll hear it's obviously dang loud. It's going to be hard on this video to really get a sense for how loud something is. So over here, I set up about 15 feet away my phone with a decibel meter. And so that reads it at 106 decibels from this far away. If it's too close, the iPhone just isn't accurate enough. We're going to go to an AR. So an AR may just be louder than a traditional hunting rifle. Yeah, it's a smaller bullet that really isn't producing anywhere near as much energy as a traditional hunting rifle, but a big game hunting rifle. But the .223 round in an AR is quite a bit louder, and here is the primary reason. It's a semi-automatic, so you have the noise of the gun going off and that blast a little bit in here too, as well as it's a short barrel usually on an AR. Often they're 16.5 inches, and so it just makes it dang loud, even if you don't have a muzzle brake. Obviously, you put a muzzle brake on there, it's going to be just that much louder. So, man, yeah, you can feel it. It's just much blastier of a sound, if that's a word. The next category of gun we're going to go into is a hunting rifle. This one happens to be in 6.5 Creedmoor with a silencer on the top. Now, people call this silencer or suppressor. Everybody says they're right. The case for calling it a silencer is that's what the laws call it. That's what everybody knows it as. And so we in the gun community really aren't going to succeed in changing people's minds about them if they don't even know what we're talking about. Other people say we should call it a suppressor because that's what it does. It suppresses the sound. It doesn't silence the sound. Either way. So this is the Silencer Co. Omega 30 cal can, and it's shooting a supersonic round. And so the thing that may surprise people is you really still want hearing protection with a silenced gun. It's not that quiet. It just brings it down. If I'm taking 1 or 2 shots hunting, fine, I won't use hearing protection. But if I'm shooting, at the range or anything at all, then I definitely want hearing protection even with a silencer on. It really just brings down the sound so it isn't, hurting somebody's ears terribly, but it's not quiet. Yeah, I mean, you can still hear it kind of ringing the canyon wall. It's not like James Bond, right? That's still loud. Then we talk handguns. This, by the way, is the Mossberg MC2 SC. I haven't really heard much about this. This is obviously a lightweight, micro 9 carry gun. Dang, it has a lot of features on this thing. I really like it. My favorite part is this little thumb shelf here, so that on your forward hand, you just have a nice grip on that thing. I like it a lot. We've got to have hearing protection for sure. Oh, got rocked my slide. So a handgun is quite a bit louder because it puts the sound close to your ear. It still reads 110 decibels here, so it's not that different than any of the rest, but because it's close to your ear, it just sounds louder. My dad was an audiologist, and one thing he told me is that people's left ears way more commonly go deaf than their right ear. And I thought, what in the world? And it's because most people are right-handed, tilting that muzzle a little bit this way, and so the sound is louder on one side than the other. I thought that was interesting. Okay, then a 22. So you might think a 22 shooting this itty-bitty little bullet is not going to be very loud at all. And really the difference with a 22 is it supersonic or is it subsonic? And that's where this conversation starts to get interesting. So this is shooting a supersonic round. 22 is still pretty loud if it's breaking that sound barrier. So I'm told that the sound barrier is 1,050 feet per second plus the temperature in Fahrenheit of the day. So a colder day, it's going to be easier to break the sound barrier than a warmer day. That is where we have finally laid the foundation now that we can understand what we are talking about here. So I saw this in the store the other day. This is the CVA Scout. It's a single shot 300 Blackout. So single shot is important because you'll remember on the AR, we get a lot of sound just from the action opening and stuff. That really adds to the sound. So that is going to close in the sound and there's no action to worry about. Then we see it has a silencer on it. This is the Silencer Co. Harvester 30 cal. And then we have two different types of ammunition. This type of ammunition is supersonic. It's going to break the sound barrier, and so you hear that crack when it shoots. Even though the gun is quiet, it's still very loud, because the bullet is breaking that sound barrier. But they also make ammunition in 300 Blackout that is subsonic. It shoots under that 1,050, 1,100 feet per second. And so this is where we're going to hear this thing get Hollywood quiet. So first, let's shoot this thing supersonic. With everything on here, you still hear this thing's loud. So I shot the steel so you can hopefully hear the difference of the gun sound and the steel sound. Okay, here we go. This time you definitely don't need hearing protection. Listen to this, it's so fun. Okay, this is subsonic, suppressed 300 Blackout. It sounds like a pellet gun. It totally does. Listen to that again. There's just nothing. Oh, I could hear the bullet go zzz off into the distance. That is so cool. It says 79. My guess is my laugh was, yeah, see me talking, it's going up. So that's actually just registering my voice louder than the gun was. I don't know if we'll get a reading here. Let's try one more time. Okay, now listen to this. This has enough energy though. This is not a little toy. This thing will take down a deer. I mean, this could be used for defense. This is a powerful round. This is shooting a 208 grain bullet, 200 grains, whereas 6.5 Creedmoor is probably shooting 140, something like that. So, Em, if you'll kind of scoot to the side here. So listen to this hitting the steel. The steel is like 5 times louder than the gun. That is so cool. Listen to that again. It's so cool. You can hear the bullet in the air. You just hear this little zip. Now listen to that. We're going to have this all ready to go. And then we're going to shoot this pellet gun. This is like, don't shoot your eye out pellet gun. It's so quiet. I love this thing.
It does sound like the movies.
It does sound like it. Like it's not a, you still hear like a mechanical clank, I guess, when the firing pin is hitting the cartridge. But that's it. Like there's no blast at all. One more time, listen to the steel. That's the most impressive to me. Hey, thanks everybody for joining me in this video, and we'll see you in the next one.